Welcome back, BJ. We are fresh out of NFL draft season, taking a little break, but now we're here getting ready to talk way too early 2023 NFL award predictions. But first, how we doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. They don't know, but we've been trying to do this podcast for like 3 days because my internet doesn't work. So it finally works. So
yeah, you look great. You sound great.
Thanks. You're beautiful. Also,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to be here once again.
Well, let's do it, man.
All right, let's just dive right in.
Let's go.
This is the segment I look forward to the most. The offensive rookie of the year. Brendan already knows what I'm going to say here.
Do not say
but
Anthony Richardson.
I'm going to let him go first. I'm going to let him go first.
Do not say Anthony Richardson.
I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you go.
Oh, okay, that's so kind of you. You already know what I'm going to say, so you just have to get it out of your system, don't you?
Yeah.
My favorite pick is Anthony Richardson, 6.5 to 1.
Why?
I love it. I love him. I think he's in a great situation. Shane Steichen is going to do to him what he did to Jalen Hurts. He's got great underrated weapons around him. He's got a solid offensive line and a good defense. And I think they're going to run the hell out of him the first year. I think it's a resounding yes for Anthony Richardson, even though he's only he's the third highest favorite, but I still love him at 6.5 to 1. I think he's going to be a dog, an absolute dog.
I just don't know why you think that. When has he ever been like that? When?
Dude, what do you mean when? He is a freak athlete. He has the abilities. He has all of them. He has all the tangibles that you could want. He's, contrary to popular belief, a very smart quarterback. And I think he was in a bad situation at Florida. If you turn on the game film, his offensive line was shit. His receivers couldn't catch a thing. Not a single. I mean, it was crazy how bricked their hands were. It was insane. But you put Anthony Richardson in this environment with an elite running game already, some good wide receivers. Alec Pierce had a good year last year. I think he's on the come up.
He did. And then he's good.
He is good. And then on the other side, you have a near elite weapon in Michael Pittman.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dog. And then the offensive line that the Colts have been notoriously known for. And then on top of that, Shane Steichen is the head coach, the guy that helped make Jalen Hurts into who Jalen Hurts is. I'm not saying that Anthony Richardson is the next Jalen Hurts, but the guy that helped to develop Jalen Hurts is now developing Anthony Richardson. There's no way you can ignore that, especially when he's in the environment that he's in. I love it. Anthony Richardson 6.5 to 1 for offensive rookie of the year is a steal in my opinion.
I have a logical question. So let's just say they give him the opportunity to run basically on every play, and they're doing like a read option. Why would he not hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor?
Why would he not?
Yeah.
I mean,
because he's awesome.
So here's the thing. It's like, that is the thing. And so let's walk over to the Eagles. Why would he not hand the ball off to Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell? I get they're not the talent that Jonathan Taylor is, but when you read a defense, let's say the end is crashing, the entire box is crashing in, trying to stop the run. Jalen Hurts pulls it, walks in for a touchdown. Easy. Or you do the same thing that the Eagles did all year at the goal line with the push play with Anthony Richardson, who's even bigger and stronger.
That would be pretty dirty if they did that.
It's unstoppable. Really Come on.
I mean, play. He doesn't have it here like Jalen does for that. I mean, not that I've seen.
I don't know.
Not that I've seen.
I mean, we'll see. I can't sit here and argue about the intellect and if he's got that dog in him, but I just everything else checks the box. Everything else, and I know that fantasy football does not necessarily coincide with this award. There's some correlation to it, but in terms of fantasy football, I would be shocked if Anthony Richardson does not finish top 15 as a fantasy football quarterback this year. Shocked. The Colts have to win. You know, they want to win. Shane Steichen wants to win in his first year. And I think that he's going to run and absolutely wear Anthony Richardson's legs out. You got a phone call you need to take?
I'll take it in a second, but I can't hang up.
Okay, I mean I can pause it.
No, you're good. We can just cut that part out.
All right, now we got that out of our system. Let me hear your first pick.
Honestly, expected to be more angry about that. I mean, I'm not saying that he can't be. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to be. And if he is, then he is, and I'm not going to argue with that. But
Okay,
that's awesome.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
You know, I'm looking for rookies here in really good spots for their position. And I just really think, based off talent and situation and the way they're going to play football, that he's the favorite, but Bijan Robinson is in an excellent spot to take this award and rack up 1,000 yards and score 9, 10 touchdowns, just based on the pure volume that the Falcons run the ball. And so they drafted Tyler Algier last year, who was a good running back, and they had Cordero Patterson, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they move Cordero like to the slot or out wide or whatever, because now they have two actual like downhill running backs in the backfield.
Right.
And they led the league in rushing yards as a team and attempts, I think. So, and I mean, same coaching staff, same everything, and they drafted him at, what was it, 8? What did they draft him at? Yeah, for a reason. So
8 overall.
And I mean, I didn't like the pick. I mean, he's the best running back in the draft, but you can't draft him 8th. But I really think it's his to lose based off of opportunity and skill set that he has. As far as like a dark horse,
it's hard. The defensive
really
offensive
hard.
rookie of the year is tough, and defensive rookie of the year was even harder coming through.
Yeah.
But I got a fun one for you next, and you're gonna like this. The guy that you were so high on in the draft, Dalton Kincaid, 35-1 rookie of the year.
Yeah,
listen to my logic here.
So probably good.
I believe that the Bills are not going to use Dalton as a tight end. I think they're going to split him out wide as a slot receiver and just let him run free underneath. I think they're going to wear him out. They're going to let Dawson Knox keep his tight end role, because I mean Kincaid is not necessarily a blocking.
He's not a tight end. He's a big receiver.
But I mean, what's the difference in Gabe Davis, who is 6'4", 220, than Dalton Kincaid, who's like 6'5", 240, who can really move in the exact same way? In my opinion, it's Dalton Kincaid over Gabe Davis at this point. Yeah. And so you have a guy like that who's in the slot running underneath. That's a mismatch against linebackers. I love that. So Dalton Kincaid, 35-1 for offensive rookie of the year, I think is a really good value spot for him, especially at the Bills.
It's a great idea. And I loved his spot there because like I was so high on him coming out as the best tight end, but that's really a kind of a need, because besides Diggs, they don't really have a weapon receiving the ball. And I mean, Gabe Davis will have one game where he'll have like 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. But other than that, he's pretty pedestrian the rest of the way. But yeah, I mean, if they can have him line up like that, I think it could be really dangerous. And it could be like, I mean, you can put him and Knox on the field at the same time. Knox can be in line, and Knox can still go out for a route.
No, for sure.
And I honestly feel like that's better because Dawson Knox is a pretty dang good tight end. And then you've got Diggs, Knox, and Kincaid out there.
Dude, think about the empty set with that crew.
That'd be so cool.
That is filthy. I love that.
Really the only other one that I can see coming in and win this thing is if Zay Flowers is as good as he was projected, and they use him in Tom Monken's offense, and he becomes Lamar's favorite target besides Andrews. Like that, I mean, if they run that offense to like the ceiling of what it can be, they could be fireworks. Because you have to keep the box at least half full, because you have to be aware of Lamar with his legs. And Flowers is super quick, and really explosive, and he's been shown to make plays down the field. So he's at, what is that, 18-1?
Yeah, 18-1. That's pretty good. I mean, that puts him behind like Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Addison, JSN, right ahead of Quentin Johnson and Zach Charbonnet. So that's a good spot. Like, pretty good value for a guy who's on a offense with a couple of MVP candidates, quote unquote. So yeah, that's a good one. I like that. The my dark horse at really long odds, Zach Evans, running back for the Rams. I put this because so Cam Akers right now is forecasted to be RB1 for the Rams, and I think he definitely will be starting out at least. But for those who also watch college football, especially the SEC, know how dominant Zach Evans was at Ole Miss and how well he ran the ball. And I think that Sean McVay went and got him for a reason. Obviously, we saw the dispute between Cam Akers and the Rams last year. I think it's a broken marriage between them two. And I think this lines up Zach Evans to come in and steal it, And I think that Zach Evans at 100-1 is really good value. And I know the Rams are not a sexy team right now, and their offensive line is pretty bad.
It's really bad.
But one thing we know for sure about Sean McVay is dude loves to run the football. So I really like this because Zach Evans is a really talented dude who deserves to be on the field. And so with that being said, I think 100-1 odds is, it's pretty resounding. And so I would definitely be sprinkling a little bit on there.
The future of the Rams, Stetson Bennett at the helm of Zach Evans at running back. Sean McVay gets to the Super Bowl in 4 years.
No way. If Stetson Bennett rides on the coattails of another great offensive mind, I will lose my shit.
You know he will. Stafford's like 100 years old. You know he will. Like that's like the perfect little project for Sean McVay. Because he made Jared Goff good. Jared Goff's terrible.
Yeah. Sean McVay was getting bored, so he needed a project.
I know. I have a really dark horse now, but I forgot about this. Jonathan Mingo.
I like it. I loved seeing him on the board at where he was too.
Jonathan
I think he was like
Mingo,
65-1.
65-1 with oh my God, Bryce Young as his quarterback. Why am I blanking on the coach's name?
Frank Reich.
Gosh. And they have nothing. The team is terrible. They whatever's left of DJ Chark and whatever's left of Adam Thielen, that's the rest of their receiving core. And they're really going to struggle, and they're really going to be down a lot this year.
Yeah.
And if Young puts up a pretty good season, I mean, the only player he'll be able to go to is Mingo, basically. So I really like that. He's a big guy. He's just like DK Metcalf and AJ Brown coming out of Ole Miss. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how they do that. But he's a really, really athletic receiver. And at really long odds, I like that one compared to where he's around, the players he's around.
I like that too. And I think that offense is going to be sneaky underrated because they also have Josh McCown on staff as the quarterback's coach. Mm-hmm. And so I think that team is going to be really, really well oiled on the offensive side of the ball because, I mean, they may not have the talent right now, but dang, do they have the minds. It's crazy.
Yeah,
so
they do.
I'm excited. I love that pick. 65-1. That puts them right behind like Marvin Mims, Darnell Washington, Jane Reed. That's good value for a guy who could be the wide receiver one on his team.
Easily. Mm-hmm. I can't believe he's behind Darnell on that. That's crazy.
I know, right? That's wild. But hey, that's what we do. We find good odds. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We appreciate that. But we will be back here soon. Appreciate you guys listening.